How to improve your writing through reading, also known as reading like a writer. In the previous video, we talked about how to read regularly and deeply without overwhelming yourself. Today, I want to talk about what exactly to pay attention to when you're reading. This is the most fun part. I love reading that way. You just feel like you're like a detective digging for answers. I wanted to be a detective as a kid, but that's a whole different story. I have my notes here, so I'll be referring to those. The most important thing I would say is reading one book with attention is so much more powerful than reading 3 books and just like skimming through them without paying attention to like deeper stuff. So here we go. Here's how I do it. First, study the writing craft in real time. While you read the book, notice how scenes transition, how characters are being introduced, what kind of dialogue moves the story forward, what tools the author is using to build tension, for example, or how do they show the backstory without dumping too much information. Take notes of how the author is telling the story, not only what they're telling. The goal here is to soak up all the techniques that you can later on try in your own writing. Second, reread your favorite part. When some line hits you hard, pause and reread it. Memorize it if you wanna write it somewhere, maybe you wanna highlight it. These are the type of lines that help you build your voice and your style, so don't rush past them. Pay attention to them. They will help you make your writing more you. I'm not saying you have to copy them in your writing, but the more you memorize sentences and passages like this, the more it will morph into your own way of expressing things. Next, reread what you don't understand. When something is confusing, reread that as well. Sometimes what you don't understand right now becomes your favorite passage later. Paying double attention to things you are confused about or don't understand also does a bunch of other lovely things to your writing, deepening your intuition around language, especially important for second language speakers. And it also trains your brain to recognize subtleties, which is an amazing skill for writers, and it helps you master that show don't tell thing that we all talk about always. Then step number 4, observe your reactions. Pay attention to how the story makes you feel. Like, is there a moment that made you feel angry and why? Maybe underline the words that made you feel that. Maybe a twist that shocked you or a scene that made you cry. And then ask yourself, why did I feel that? And what was the author trying to do? This is how you learn to write scenes that resonate deeply with others, which is again an extremely important thing. Rule number 5, ask questions constantly. Literally become a detective and an investigator and a psychologist at the same time. Like, I personally genuinely wish I could be all these 3 things at the same time, like in real life, actually. Detective, psychologist, writer. This is like a master life combo. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with that stuff. What is gonna happen next in this book? What does the character really want? Why did the author choose this setting, this mood, this weather, this word, this outfit for the character? What are they trying to do by choosing all those? How would you do that differently if you would? This constant dialogue in your head while reading is one of the best ways to sharpen your writing instincts. And finally, compare books. What's similar between the last 2 books that you read, or what's different between them? How do the characters and the ending and the style compare? It's especially helpful to do this when you're reading within the same genre. This kind of reflection deepens your understanding of the craft and also expands toolkit. So this is how to improve your writing through reading. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about my little annotation system that I had in the past and kind of moved on from it now, but it helped me a lot to train my brain how to get through the books and how to analyze the books, and now I feel like I'm doing it all in my brain, but it took me a while. So stay with me, subscribe and comment and like. I love seeing you here, and also come check out my Substack. I'm writing my first novel right now, and there are a lot of unpolished, honest notes in my Substack, as well as rituals and practices that help me stay connected with my creativity. I'll see you there, and I'll see you in the next video.